Well, good morning, budding ferreters, fellow ferreters and other interested parties. Hope you're all having a good morning. On my way out again, obviously, and I've got Trixie's kits out with me again today. It's been 2 days since they've worked, and I'm starting to increase their workload, which will hasten their experience level and reaching their potential more quickly. I think they're up to it, you know, like they're recovering a lot quicker now. Their stamina's getting a little bit increasing as they're getting older and maturing. They're getting hard in the body, and they're starting to come along fine. I'm excited with how they're going. The young kit that I got off Graham is going just as well, and Lags's kit, Cuda, is doing extremely well too. Ryan's kit's still a bit young. Had him out yesterday. They're bolting rabbits out. And if I'm honest, I'll say that the only thing that I think could be better with those kits, the ones that I have anyway, you know, I've heard reports of the other ones, they're all bolting rabbits. The ones I've got are bolting rabbits too, and they're working the burrows fine. Before I go any further, I will say this. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're just a little bit young and they need a little bit more experience. They're bolting rabbits from the burrow, they're working the burrows. The only thing that I'm a little bit, I'm just trying to find the right word, concerned I suppose about is their inability to show much. I wouldn't say inability is not really the right word. The only thing that I'm concerned about at all is the attitude towards live rabbits above ground. You notice, and I've noticed, and you've got to be honest, you know, when you're doing assessments on ferrets, you have to take them all little things into consideration. Their working ability is fine so far, their type is fine, they're bolting rabbits out, but it's a big difference between bolting non-hesitant rabbits out of a burrow with a ferret and bolting hesitant rabbits out with a ferret. You get a rabbit that starts running in circles. If your ferret's not biting the rabbits yet, then there's no coercion for the rabbit to exit the burrow. He'll just continue to run in circles. So that's a little bit. It's not really a big concern because I think it'll come with maturity. But we'll see. We will see. I was talking to a bloke on social media about ferret potential, and that's what you're trying to breed in a ferret. Is potential, and that normally comes from a very high prey drive. And there's a big difference between prey drive and instinct. Instinct is, and I'll try and elaborate the point I'm trying to put across. A ferret with instinct will work a burrow because it's instinctive. But prey drive is the ferret's not just instinctively searching through a burrow because of its natural instinct, which most ferrets will do, but prey drive is when they see a live rabbit, the first thing they're going to do is attack the rabbit. They do that with their prey drive. That's how I assess it. That's how I look at it. So that's the major concern, and the number one priority that I look for in a ferret is prey drive. Most ferrets are instinctive, and they're curious. So that just goes hand in hand with most ferrets. So it's not many ferrets that won't go to ground and walk through a burrow to different degrees. So, you know, prey drive's a huge thing. So that's just note that. So it's a little bit of a concern, you know, when you got a ferret and you want it to have extremely high prey drive. That's the number one thing that you look for. When I took Rip out day one, first one, if you go back on the videos and remember, he attacked rabbits from day one, and he was pretty young, a bit older than these ferrets, but he's still pretty young. Spike was the same. All of the ferrets that I've got right now, from day one, with the exception of Tilly, I will say that. Tilly was a very slow starter, and it was of similar breeding to, you know, all of the others. But she came good. I persisted with her because I seen something in her. I thought, oh gee, you know, once she turns the corner, she'll probably be pretty good. And I'm expecting the same with all the kids that I've got. I've got a few that are slower. Brian's side's a little bit slower, but I think they'll turn the corner. They're just young. They're very, very immature in the mind. So, but we'll bring them on slowly. We'll give them every opportunity, and we'll be able to see their progress. We'll be able to see their progress. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I got a bit of a comment in social media about that. So I just saying that to enlighten that person for that comment. Prey drive's the biggest thing, mate. It's instinct and prey drive. Don't the two go hand in hand, but you have to separate them. You have to. That's the number one thing I look for is prey drive. It's the biggest thing, because normally if they've got very high prey drive, everything else falls in line. Usually, not everything else, but you know, a lot of the important things. All right, so I've got Trixie's kits out today, Graham's kit and Lags's kit. So we've got Nisha, Buffy and Xena and Cuda. And I've got Rip, of course, who's getting a block of work put into him, just to see that he can stand up and have the right mental attitude that I want to introduce and continue to put into my line. And we've also got Storm, Tilly, Jess and Tess. I've got those four as well. All the rest I've sort of left behind it. So today's about working on the kits mainly, and start to bring them along, put them in a few smaller burrows, try and start to get them to work a few on their own, so that I can better assess what their needs are at this point in time. Every ferret's an individual. They don't all come on at the same time, and there is areas that you can work on if you can identify what it is that they need the most. But usually what it is, mostly with most ferrets at this age, is they need to get a kill or two underground. There's different ways to achieve that, and I try and point that out. Like the other day when Rip caught one underground and I knew that he caught one, I put Nisha down so that she'd go to Rip and join in with him killing the rabbit under the ground, and that will, you know, help to spark along her enthusiasm. Okay, so I'm not sure where I'm going to go. I might have a look out at Fred's today and see what's about out there. There is a few smaller burrows out there I can do with the kids. You normally don't do too well out of them, but you know, we'll see what happens. There is a few out there. There's a couple of other spots out there I can try. Okay guys, the sun's just coming up. I'll be arriving there in about 10 minutes. I've rambled on a little bit, but I hope you got something out of it. The reason I go through all this is just to try and pass on a little bit about the knowledge that I've picked up and my opinions on, and I'm not always right, my opinions on different things in regards to breeding and bringing young ferrets on. So I hope you take something out of it, because that's the whole point of me doing these videos. It's not for myself, it's not for likes or conversation, it's to pass on knowledge and to give back to a sport that I love. Okay, get back to you guys. Just put the camera on, guys. I'm seeing pretty rough this road. Look at the rabbits just out in this paddock here. Wonder where they're going. Might just get out quickly and see if I can give you a bit of a look. There's a few rabbits. Come here, come. There's one. There's one just ran there, and there's one just sitting out here. Dog spotted it. There's a few rabbits just running here. I don't know where the burrow is, but I think there's one just in this bush here. That's a few rabbits ran across here. On my way in so far, I've seen a few rabbits kicking around, which is a good sign. Come on. Good for me, bad for Fred. Come on, up. But we will endeavour to put a little bit of hole in his numbers. There goes another one, ran across the road. There's a big burrow in here that I do occasionally. I can see one, not that many on it today. Normally there's quite a few on this burrow here. I see one, there's one right there. Not that many. I think last time I come out here I seen about 20 run in there. But they might have been shooting them, you don't know. You only take someone to come here at night time with a bit of hush power and you can shoot quite a few on a burrow like that. But anyway, we'll go out the back. There's a few smaller burrows out there that I want to have a look at and work these young ferrets. I don't want to work stuff like that today, it's too big. Just took a little bit of a drive, guys. A few rabbits here. One just over there. Did see a few rabbits kicking about this area. They're not in huge numbers, but there's a few, one or two on just about every burrow. I did see a couple on this burrow here, and it's a good one for the kits. It's not that big. Just sort of going to assess how many holes, a bit of fresh digging. So I'll probably get one or two rabbits out of here at least. I could run a long net all the way around it, or I could purse it up. So you can see plenty of fresh sign on this burrow. I like this area here because there's less three-corner jacks. Most of the three-corner jacks are out in this paddock. There's not so many on the outskirts here. I've seen a whole bunch of them, as usual, run under that house over there. And we're going to take a bit of a walk, guys. I'll give you a bit of a look. There's another rabbit over there. We'll be doing this burrow here. Comes out under that log there, and it comes out there. Normally I'll get one or two out of there. And there was a fair few rabbits running around here. We'll go around this way. There's a burrow on that mound there that I did see one or two half-growns run in. Seen a lot of half-growns today, which is a set of rabbits running under the house there. It's a big burrow down there. It's always full of rabbits. There's another rabbit running over there. Another one just dropped. Get him, Fleet. Look. Here. Hoo. Hoo. Get him, Zip. Hoo. Oh, Fleet's chasing one out here. Hoo. Oh, missed it. It's a big burrow, it's always got a few in it. So there's a couple of smaller burrows just out here. A lot of rabbits running out the back there too. So, but they're not the burrows we're going to be doing. We're going to stick to the smaller stuff today. I'm just having a bit of a look and see what's around. I'd love to be able to do this burrow under this house. Always see a lot of rabbits running here. And the burrow goes right under the house. Down there. No one living here, but yeah, so but there is a few burrows here, smaller burrows around this area. There's one in here that I do on the water tanks here. There's a couple out in this paddock just here. There's one on the stockyards there, there's another one just here that I do. There's another one just here. So we know there's one in there, don't we? There's another one out here. And this one out here doesn't get done all that much. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a bit of a look, see what we can see. A little bit of fresh digging right there. So this is another potential one, isn't it? So you can see, you know, there's a lot of burrows in this area. And there was that one on the fence line. So a few different options, guys. Anyway, we'll start over there with that little one. Probably come across and do this one, and then maybe do a couple out in this paddock here. I'm just wondering if he's hurt that foot again. Yeah, so that injury that Fleet got a while ago looks like it might be reoccurring, and he may carry it his whole life. Once they get to this age and they pick those sort of injuries up, I thought it would have been fine, but I mean, it's not a bad one, but he just keeps re-injuring it. So here's a nice small burrow. Fair bit of sign on it. Doesn't look like too many holes either. I'm just seeing if I can actually get the car through here. It'll make my life a bit easier if I can. Oh yeah, it's open. Alright, so we can drive straight in there. Okay guys, I'll get something set up and get back to you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll work this little burrow in here first. I'll pull out one of probably Nisha, and then I'm going to move into this paddock here and do a few in this paddock. Maybe I'll run along that, around that one first. I could purse it up, but we'll see, we'll see. Alright, let's get Nisha out. Let's just spot her first. There she is. Right, this is Graham's little kit, Nisha. She's a little bit different type to Trixie's and Lags's. And that coot is turning into a stunning ferret, mate. And let's just see how she goes. There you go, Nisha. We'll just let her go. Off she goes. There's reasons why I work them on their own too, guys. When you put a couple of ferrets down, they'll want to play and they'll play together, but when you put them on their own, sometimes it can help a lot. There she goes, off she goes. Let's quickly fix this net because they can come out in a hurry.
Well, she works through the burrow. Back down. Remember when Storm was young, she was very much like this ferret, and Trixie. Happy little thing. So comes out, runs up to you, says, oh, this is fun, and then takes off back down the burrow. Beautiful morning. It's going to be 29 degrees Celsius. But the weather's starting to drop. Won't be long. The rabbit's sitting out on a burrow over there. Won't be long before the weather drops sufficiently enough to stay out most of the day. 30 degrees isn't one of them, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see how long we can stay out for. But my primary objective today is to try and give these kits a little bit more work. Back out. And there may be nothing in this burrow. Alright, I'll grab one of the other ferrets out now. She's been through it a couple of times, and I just want to be certain that there's not something in there that she's missing. We did speak about go left all the time, and sometimes with a bit of an experienced ferret, it's a different story. That looks like Tess. Here's Nisha. It's alright, girl. It's okay, girl. She got a fright then, I'm not sure what from. Off she goes. I don't know where Nisha went. There she is, in there. Dot, 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 dot. Back down, that's good. I don't think we're going to get anything. I've seen Nisha's worked every hole, which is good. I've seen her come out every hole now. Put her in that one, she went around, came back out that one, she's come out here, so I don't think we'll get anything. No, didn't think so. Dot, 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 dot. I'll start picking these nets up, guys. Okay guys, getting hot really fast. I can't believe how hot it is already. So after consideration, I thought, geez, I better do this bigger burrow first before it gets too hot. Because what will happen is I'll do one or two smaller burrows, and then I'll run out of time to do this one. And this one, I can run all the kits in at once. So I got Rip collared up, just in case. He just keeps going from strength to strength, and so far his enthusiasm is staying in check, which is what I'm looking for with him. I just want to see if his enthusiasm is going to drop off, and with Spike it never did. So, and I suspect Rip will be just the same, and if not better. Right, so we're going to get all the kits out and Rip, just to make sure his collar's on. Yep, that's fine. And we'll get all these kits out. So we got Nisha, Buffy, Xena and Cuda. Now this burrow goes all the way out to here, And there was actually one on the outside too somewhere. Yeah, over there. I set a purse net over there. There's a bolt hole just out there. So we'll start them up here because I want them to run that way. So I'll put Rip right up here. There you go, Rip. And off he goes. So he's just going from strength to strength. Cooter. Isn't he a beauty, eh? Cooter. Nisha, put her down behind Cooter. So hard to tell Buffy and Xena apart. Put one down, I'll check the other one. Oh, that's Buffy down there. There's Buffy. Sure she'll go straight down. Xena. Straight down. Cooter's out. Is that Coot? No, it's Rip. I think that's Xena. Dog heard something. Oh, it's a ferret. Move, move, move. Nisha. I've got to be careful over here because if I get into this grass I can lose them. So I've got to stand here. Heard a bolt. Zip heard it. And it is a pretty big burrow. I've got 3 long nets on it and a couple of stop nets on it. Just a little bit of stop net to. There he is. Oof. Number 1. Okay, mine. Mine. Oh, there's another one. Hole hopped. Oh, there's another one. We got another one. So they bolted 3 out so far. What's going on with this? Oh, I need a hammer to get that in. Man, it's rock hard. Dogs have killed that one and left it. There's Nisha. We'll just let these kits work it a bit. Xena. It's Xena or Buffy, it's hard to tell. All the kits are up then, all the kits went straight back down. There's Nisha. That's Buffy. I just seen the white on her chest. Nisha back down. And Buffy back down. Nisha. Back down. Xena. Xena. Well, let's start moving them up this way a bit. Put him down this bolt hole. Off he goes. Start to move them. I'm going to start to move them over this way a little bit. Who we got here? Buffy. I've seen Cooter for a little while. There's Rip. We'll get him over here. Just let Rip go. Move, Fleet. Fleet, move. Fleet. Good boy. And I will run my experienced ferrets through here too. The kits have a habit of missing them. In a burrow this big, like you'll notice, kits they're still half playing, and these ones are sort of working. But they run through the burrows a lot, and they miss a few. They'll miss a few passages, and the older, more level-headed ferrets just normally tend to search the burrow out a little bit more thoroughly. Rip. Looking for somewhere to go down. And he's down, went down. Yeah, he's down. Still haven't seen Cooter for a little while. Ooh, there's one. Good dogs. Good dogs. Good dog. Good boy. Good dogs. Good dogs, good girls. It looked like Rip chased that out. He just came up where the rabbit came out and went back down. Going for a wander. Back down. Yep. There's Cooter. Oh, there's another one. Turned around and see pick up Cooter, and one bolted out behind me. Came straight out where Rip was. Good dogs. So he's working pretty good, that Rip. He does a lot of things that I notice that a ferret with a lot more experience does. Like, he'll come out above ground, he'll walk over. If he doesn't like a hole, he sniffs, and he waits till he sniffs the burrow that he likes and then goes down. See a lot of older ferrets do that, but you don't see a lot of young ferrets. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, dot, dot. Cooter, he's a stunning ferret, mate. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, dot, dot. Back down. Oh, it is Nisha and Cooter. I'll bring Nisha over. Drop her in here too. Like it was Buffy. There goes Rip. So who we got over here? Just Cooter. These young kits that I'm running, guys, they're going extremely well. The ferret's so young, it's just amazing. You know, they're still playing, but they're definitely working. There's Cooter. Back down. So I'll start to pick them up now. I think they've worked this burrow already, but I will run me experienced ferrets through it. I mean, we've run Rip through it, but he's not, you wouldn't call him experienced, is it? He's only been out half a dozen times. Maybe a little bit more, well, probably a bit more than that now, but look, he's very young in the season, isn't he? We used him 3 times last season, which is nothing. There's another one. Geez, these kits, they're pushing them out, mate. It's not the fact that they're pushing him out. I just seen it come up behind it then. Blake, good boy. Get him. Get him. You let... Let's see who that was. That's Cena. It's not just that they're pushing them out. It's that they're actually looking for them, chasing them, biting them and getting them out. So that one got away from the dog. The dog dropped it for me to pick up, and I was a bit slow, and it ran it back into the burrow, and he probably died because the dog chewed him a few times. But anyway, there's good and bad in that. The good is now to be really hesitant, and the young ferrets will probably find it, and I'll get to chew on it a bit. There's always something good in something bad. I would have preferred it didn't happen. Cooter. Back down. These young ferrets are just going so good. Rip and Cena. Buffy back down. It's Buffy. Yeah, got to watch Cooter. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. He went back down. So we do know there's another one in there. Whether he's alive or dead now is... See that? Cooter. Got him. We'll move Cooter over with the rest of them. We'll start to pick these kits up. Rip. Back down. Cootie behind him. Look like Buffy behind him. Here goes Nisha. Nisha. She's going really good. He goes Rip right behind her. So they're all hunting really good. Not sure if we'll get any more out of here, but they bolted 4 out of it so far. And I'll start to pick them up. Rip. He'll come when I call him. We'll let him go because he looks like he wants to keep going. Rip back down. But I'll start to pick these kits up now. Just go get the carry box. Looks like 2 separate burrows. This little one here and that one over there. So I'll work them both with the experienced ferrets before it gets too hot. We might get 1 or 2 more. So like I said, sometimes the kits, they miss them. Dot dot. Cooter. Stunning ferret, mate. Here's Rip. I'll pick him up if I can. Not that he wants to. Alright, good boy. I'll leave his collar on because we may work him again. Depends how quickly it gets hot. I'll just turn his collar off. One of these ones is on, I think. So we'll leave his collar on, but start to pick these kits up. So we've got Rip back. 4 to go. Dot, 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 dot. Cooter. There's Cooter and Nisha. Nish. So friendly, look at her. Gee, she's like Trixie. Dude. Right, we got Cooter back. He's a friendly big bugger too. 3 to go. Nisha, Buffy, Xena. That looks like Xena. I can't really tell them apart yet until I look at their chest. Back down. She'll come out though. Right, this is Xena. Yep, Xena. Good girl. Good girl. Now I worked these ferrets 2 days ago, and so they've worked 3 times in a week. This is their 3rd time in a week, and they're not showing any sign of slowing up at all. Rip's more methodical than a lot of the ferrets that I got. When I say that, he's not as he's good on his feet, but when he works, he doesn't rush. You see that with a lot of bucks too. When they're young, they'll tear around, but as they get older, they'll slow down. Spike's a bit like that. He's a little bit quicker than Rip, but you know, it's just that's the nature, personality of a ferret. Spike's, but he's still, you know, he's not like the Jules Spike. Top, 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 top. Nisha. Little niche. Just Buffy to go. Really like Buffy. She's a little bit of a standout for my kids, as far as I'm concerned, at this stage. There's not a lot between them, but yeah, I just notice that sometimes you just notice Buffy a lot. It's some of the things she does, like coming out behind the rabbits all the time and stuff like that. But it's too early to tell anything like that. But it's just at this stage, in my mind, she stands out just a little bit. So now I'll just put a couple of experienced ferrets through. Storm, Tilly, we'll chuck them all in. I think Buffy might have found that other rabbit that ran in, the dead one. Well, it wasn't dead when it ran in, but the dogs did bite it a bit. Maybe not enough to kill it, but we'll see. Move these into the shade. Storm. You can always tell Storm. She's mad as a 2-bob watch, mate. Beautiful morning though, fantastic. Birds are singing and the sun's shining. I'll just fix that net up over there, I just noticed that. Dogs heard something. Yeah, I think they've found that injured one that the dogs chewed. So they bolted 5 out of there, didn't they? We got 4. One got away from the dogs and ran down. It was my mistake. The dogs preempted that I was going to pick it up, and they dropped it, and by the time I picked it up, I was right next to them. I was a bit slow and I missed it. We haven't seen Buffy for a while. Dog's heard something then. Ferret. Storm. Back down. Dog's definitely something going on here. Definitely. Whether they can get that rabbit out again, I don't know. There it is. Bang. Good dogs. Get it. And guess who? Storm right behind it. There she is. It's over here, girl. Mine. 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 Put. Storm back down. Here she is. Oh, there's just seen Buffy, so that's good. I was going to be concerned about her. She might have been. Look what they've done to it. I'll just show you guys. Buffy's been on this for a while, I reckon. Look at that. Scratched all the fur on, eventually got it to go. For that amount of scratching, it would have had to have been Buffy, because the other ones weren't in there long enough to do that sort of damage. And Buffy's been down for a while on that rabbit. So there you go. Eventually got it to move. And she just came out behind it too, by the way. There's another one. Okay, mine. Fleet, good boy. Who's behind it? Buffy. Look at that, right behind it, Buffy. Buffy and one of the other ones. Tilly, is it? Looks like Tilly. Oh, it's mine, girl. Come on, Till. Here's Buffy. Buffy, look, that's the difference. We'll pick her up now. So she's, and that's what I'm talking about, instinct and prey drive. Don't confuse the two, there is a difference, guys. I'm just pointing it out so that you can start to assess that in your own minds and in your own way. Hope you know what I'm referring to. Right, got Buffy back. She did good, Buffy. I'm not in any question about was she on that rabbit or not, because absolutely she was. No question in my mind. I mean, it was obvious, really, wasn't it? Now, I'll move these ferrets over now and put them in the other side. So after I picked up those other kits, they bolted another two, didn't they? So there was... one of them could have been the one that the dog grabbed. Still working. What I wouldn't mind doing is moving them all over at once, so I don't have to try and wash both sides. Yeah, see, they're all coming up now. So I think this side. Ted, that's Jess, Storm, and Tilly's just Tess left. We'll get her back and then we'll put the experienced ferrets in that side. Here she is. Come on, Tess. Nope. Still working. Yep, and they're done. Yeah, that's Tess. Alright, so now I'll move these 4 over. We bolted 7 out of there and we got 6. It's not a bad result, is it? Alright, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, there goes Storm, Tilly, oh sorry, that was Tess. Tilly. We'll just put them through here to see if the kits miss some. Kits and Rip. Because Rip's, like I said, he's got a little bit of experience, but not a lot yet. You could still class him as, you know, he hasn't had a lot more work than these kits actually. Maybe, you know, 3 burrows or something. Less because, about the same anyway. So he's far from experienced, let's say that. Not like these guys. Storm. You are a maniac, mate. Where are you going? Have to get Storm. Oh, there's one. They've bolted one. I've got to get Storm. I'll kill the rabbit first and then go get Storm. So there's one that the kit's missed. All right, mine. Now I've got to find Storm. She might have gone back to the burrow. Geez, I was only gone a second too. Tess. Look you. Dot. She gets in here, it's hard to find because she's white. I think she might have gone back to the burrow. She's real fast on her feet, Storm. She could be anywhere. Let's just hope she went back to the burrow, guys, because if she's out in here, I'll never find her. Ferret right out there on the other side of the net. Dot. Oh no, there's Storm. So there's Storm. Storm, Tess, Jess, it's Tilly. Still missing. So Tilly's still in there. Alright. Just wait for Tilly, guys. Looks like Storm ran back to the burrow, and Tilly's still down. I think Tilly just bolted that rabbit out of that burrow, just hopped out, and it's just sitting there. Go get him, Fleet. Get him. Oh, he's got it. I think Tilly chased that out. She's in there on her own. I was just walking up there looking for her, thinking, where is she? But and then that burrow hopped. This rabbit hopped out. Give it to me. Me. So I'd say Tilly chased that out, so she's probably still in there. Oh, look at the back of its neck all chewed up. Look at that. I'll just show you. So the back of the neck all chewed up. That's why I came out and just sat there. So Tilly's been on this rabbit, chewing it up. Let's see if you can get that. See, the back of its neck's all chewed up. Right. Well, that makes me feel a bit better. I was going down there to see if I could see her, but in case she snuck out. I'll be surprised if she doesn't show her head pretty shortly. I just had to change the camera battery, and Tilly still hasn't come out. But I'll be very, very surprised if she doesn't show her head soon. Very surprised. I'm 99.9% certain she was chewing that rabbit's back of the neck, and it's she may have thought she killed it and got off it, or it could have got away from her. But it came out and sat there. When it sat there, I thought, oh, maybe a ferret's been chewing that. And sure enough, mate. So I'm almost positive that she's in here now, and she'll show her head pretty shortly now that she's off that rabbit. It's almost a guarantee. There she is. There you go. And still working. If you remember a while ago with Tilly, right back, if you go right back in the video, you say, oh geez, there's something, I can see something in this ferret. Looks like it might be something. And after that, she went through a stage where she was very ordinary, mate. Like, she wouldn't go down. She'd just go from hole to hole. But I persisted with her because of what I'd seen once before. I thought, gee, she could make she could make something. And here she is now, you know, a little bit later, and she's going really good, really good. You couldn't ask for much more out of her, you know. She's just going from strength to strength. So what do we get? 8 or 9 out of there. I think we bolted, I'll count them in a sec. It's really starting to get hot and the flies are getting bloody annoying. So it's a pretty good one, guys. I mean, look, we didn't really do a lot. But the young kits got a bit of a workout again. Remember, they've been used 3 times this week. In a week, and I'll be out again on, well, all this week's going to be good, maybe even tomorrow. Probably the next day. I like to give the dogs at least 1 day's break. So, you know, the kits are going really, really good. They impressed again today. Buffy again, it was a little bit of a standout for me, in my mind. But there is potential in a couple of the others that they're showing. You know, I can see things that other people probably don't notice, and there's a couple of them there. I think that once they've all fully matured and hit their potential, Buffy may not be in the ones that I think they'll end up being the better ones. But at the moment, she's the standout. If she continues to improve, you know, she might stay on top of the heap, but you never know. And you saw what I said you saw what I meant when I said sometimes the kits can miss them. We ran all the kits through and rip, and they missed a couple, like 3. They missed 3. So there you go. That just goes to show you when the kits are young, they can miss them. They'll bolt, or they can bolt the easy ones, and the hesitant ones, if your ferrets don't have a lot of prey drive, they'll give up on them easy. But you got to expect that when they're kits. You know, that sort of thing comes into them for a while. You know, you get the odd ferret that's just got it from day one, but it's rare, in my experience. So another glorious day. Not sure what I'll do. Anyway, I'll pack all the long nets up, gut all these rabbits, put them into the esky, and then I'll make a decision whether I'm going to do a couple of small holes with the kits. But it is getting warm, and if I do, it'll just be, you know, a couple of, maybe we'll get something holes. It might come back next few days and finish this paddock off. Clear a few out for Fred, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, everything's all packed up. They bolted 10 rabbits altogether. We got 9. So 10 or 11. They bolted 10 or 11. We got 9. So spotted this little single hole burrow here. It is starting to get a little bit warm, but all the ferrets are in the shade. They're fine. Look, I'll do them burrows next. I'll do them next time, fleet. So I might throw down a purse net while I'm here before it gets too hot. We'll put Cooter through. All right, Cooter. Out you come, boy. Up. You're a good boy. Have a quick look in there, mate. No, nothing. Was worth a try, wasn't it? Up. Just let him walk out. Alright guys, really starting to warm up. I went for a bit of a drive just to check out some numbers and have a bit of a look around. And there's a little burrow here that's in the shade as I was driving past. For, you know what, I'll stop and do it. Because it's in the shade, it's well, it's mostly in the shade. But I'll stop and I'll do this. Doesn't normally hold a lot of rabbits. There's a lot of debris in the burrow. But it's worth a shot, you know, we're here, so occasionally I'll get a rabbit or 2 out of this. And I'll show you why I don't normally get many out of it in just a second. But we don't normally get many out of this. Occasionally I'll get 1 or 2 out of it, occasionally. And the reason being is most of the rabbits, in breeding, when they're all breeding, you do get them here. That's when I normally get them. They're just starting to breed again now. Graham's been seeing a few and I've been seeing the odd one that's pregnant. They stop for a little while in the heat. And the main reason is there's a great big burrow in there, massive. Comes out on top, goes all the way along, and there's burrows all the way along the top and all the way along the fascia. And quite a few rabbits in there. Most of them go there, but occasionally we get them here. So I'll get probably Nisha out. I'm starting to give her a little bit more work. and she's going good. And I'll do the same every other day. I'll go out there, I'll pick out a ferret that I'll concentrate on a little bit more. And today it's Nisha. Alright, it's still there. I think it's down there. There she goes. There you go, Gil. Oh, we gave it a go, didn't we, guys? But to no avail. Alright, guys, I just spoke to the owner. I just stopped and had a bit of a chat to him. And he sold part of this property that I used to go on. He said he sold it to a mate of his. So he said, yeah, there's plenty out there, go and have a look. And we spoke in particular about this burrow here too. I said that, you know, last couple of times I've come here, I've seen about 20 or 30 on it. So now the grass, if you remember not long ago, the grass was too long, but now the grass is sort of dying and going down. I'm going to do this burrow. It's pretty big. It's very hard to do. You miss a bit of it because it comes out on the other side of that shed where the tin is there. So you miss those ones. But you have to be careful that your ferrets don't get out while you can't see them. But next time I come, I'm thinking about doing this burrow because there's quite a few in it. Oh, thought that was a snake then. But it does come out into this section here as well. It's pretty big and it comes out behind the shed over there. So you've got to run long nets all the way around and then crisscross as well because they hole hop a bit here. But there's quite a few in there, so that's something to look forward to, guys. I'm going to take a drive round to the lodge. He said there's quite a few out there. I haven't been out there for a while because I knew he sold it. I didn't want to go in there just in case, you know, the owner didn't want people out there. Also, I asked him about, has people, because we were talking about this burrow, and I asked him, oh, has someone been shooting them there? I didn't see many there this morning. And he said, mate, we haven't allowed shooters on here for a number of years. He said, we don't allow shooters on here, mate. So that's you know, it's a positive for me, because when they shoot them, they knock them around a bit too. So more for me. So I'm going to take a drive out to where the lodge is, have a bit of a look. It's really warm now, nice in the car with the air conditioning. But this is a real good burrow. We used to have a couple more burrows outside here, but they've all been covered in. They've graded the road and put it around this way, and they've covered them over, which is not ideal because they're dead ends now, so it's more places where the rabbits can run to and the ferrets can catch them. But a lot of holes on this burrow, stretches all the way out to the other side of that fence and all the way around to that shed, and not so many out this side. But we'll do that next time we come. I'll bring the experienced ferrets for that one, and we'll probably drop in quite a few. And we should have a bit of fun there chasing them around. I'll get a bit of exercise anyway. So I'll go out down the back over there where the lodge is. I'll have a little bit of a look out there. He reckons there's heaps of them out there. So I'm just going to go out there and you know, plan a plan of attack for future outings. So some fun times ahead with the kits, and we'll get into Fred's place and clean a few up because there's loads of them here at the moment. We did one burrow, we got 8 out of it, so you know, it just goes to show there's a few here. Let's just say that. But this burrow in particular, when I've come out and the rabbits have been out, maybe the foxes chased them in this morning, I'm not too sure. But there was quite a few there. All right, guys, enjoy your day, whatever you're doing. I'm going to just drive around and have a bit of a look. Oh, a bit of bonus content, guys. I came out to where Fred said there was plenty about near the lodge. I do know this area. I haven't been out here for a while because he sold it. But because he said he sold it to a friend, he said, yeah, no, go out there, no worries. So I came out for a bit of a walk, and there's a lot of this box storm, we call this. And there was rabbits running everywhere, and it's the middle of the day. So there's a few here. Anyway, I went and seen a couple of the burrows that I used to do. They look like there might be the odd one or two there. Dogs are boiling hot. I've got the ferrets out in the shade. Just gave the dogs a drink, and I'll give some to the ferrets in a second. So I spotted a little burrow over here that I haven't done before. And it's only got 2 holes and it's pretty open. And I thought, you know what, while I'm here, I'll throw a couple of quick nets down. I'm out of the car and I'm walking around anyway. The dogs have been chasing them all through here. Out in all this stuff, the dogs have been running, going mad. So they got pretty hot. And I just spotted this little burrow here. Looks like it goes in there, comes out there. I might have missed a hole or two. There might be 1 or 2 holes in here as well. Actually, there looks like there's another one down in there. But that's okay, the dogs can have a run. So I'll grab, look, it's getting a bit hot for the young ferrets and the older ferrets, and they look pretty tired. Looks like they're all starting to get a bit sleepy. I'll open this up, grab the first ferret that comes out and run it through. First one out. Oh, they all want to come out. All right. So the first one out looks like Jess. Yeah, it's Jess. I'll give her a rest for a while. She just had a litter of kits and she didn't lose too much weight, but she's still pretty good. But I might give her a bit of a break for a little while. But she's a cracking ferret, mate. Down she goes. Right, let's stand back and have a look. I might stand here so I can see one coming out there. So here we go. A lot of rabbits in this area though, a lot. There's a burrow over there that I used to do and I've seen about half a dozen run into it. Takes a while to set up though, you've got to run long nets around it. And it's not an easy burrow. It's a little bit like this one but a lot bigger. Oh, there we go. Get him, get him! He's got him, look at that. What a dog, mate. Good boy. Good dogs. Good dogs. Good dog. Watch him. There you go. It was worth stopping, wasn't it? just for that, it was fantastic. Fantastic. I enjoyed that. So, Jess doing her job. There you go, Marlon, mother of your kits, mate. And you've already seen Spike. These are really good for the kids to do, these little burrows. And if they weren't so sleepy, I would have put one in. Yeah, no, I reckon the ferret's definitely caught one. Definitely. So, geez, it'd be good to put the kids in if they were a bit more lively. But as you can see, they're all laying down. I'll just open it up and see if any of them want to run out. No, see, they're not even interested. They're a little bit too flat. I don't want to put them in flat. Might just grab Rip. I'll go and drop him in, and then I'll grab them other 2 before they run off. There you go, Rick. Let me go get these other 2 ferrets. Put them back in the box. One. So we've got Rip in there now as well. And Jess. We'll put Jess down as well. Rip's gone down. Oh, there's another burrow, look at that. So there's a few holes in this burrow. that I missed. Down she goes. But that's okay, the dogs can have a run. I could go grab some nets and net them up, but I'm not going to, it's getting too warm. Start messing around. You see the young ferrets, like the heat's just knocked them right around. They didn't even, you know, they were very flat. You probably find there's a couple of rabbits with their head in a corner and the ferrets will be scratching on them. Maybe they'll get them to move. Tempted to grab another net just in case. Put one more down. Because if they get these ferrets to move, these rabbits to move, there might be more than one. We'll quickly cover this little bolt hole thing here. A dead end, or they've caught one. But there's still a couple of holes open. There's that one just in there. Dog heard something. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, got him. Bloody dog's doing good, isn't he? Good dogs. Good dogs. Fine. Good boy, mate. He took a bit of moving, didn't he? You notice the ferrets haven't come up. That's because there's still more going there. They've caught one for sure. Get him, Zip. There's something going on there, Zip. It's in the bush there, but you can't get it. Oh, there it is. Fleet's got him. Good boy. Geez, this one's been chewed up by the ferret. Move. Mine. A little bit stubborn, but ferrets have got them moving. Glad I didn't put the kits in because they're a bit stubborn, these ones. Oh, I can hear them. They've caught one down here. I can hear it. We've got 3 out of there so far. Battery's going to run out soon. I'll definitely pick these ferrets up. There's Rip. Back down. While I'm waiting, it's going to be quiet. They've caught one. I can hear them. I heard them on it just before. Dogs are bloody hot, mate. Look at that. I'll change this camera battery, guys. Get back to you. Right, there's Jess. She was the first one I had in. Licking her lips. Look at that. Licking your lips, girl. So I've got Jess, Storm and Tess. Yeah, Jess, Storm and Tess. So we got Tilly and Rip still down. I'll start to gut these rabbits. Dogs are really hot. And it is pretty hot, guys, I'll tell you. Ferrets aren't too bad, they're underground. Underground's a bit cooler, but when they come out they'll feel the heat. Geez, these rabbits are hot too. This one feels pretty fat. Look at the blood on her. Blood on your nose, girl. Yeah, she's got blood on her nose. Look at her lips. Let's see the blood on the top of her head. They've killed one. She's hot. Just ripped to go. Just ripped to go. Have a drink, girl. I'll pick these nets up after I get these rabbits in the esky. Just rip. Pick these nets up. So it's worth doing the burrow, wasn't it? Like we. Actually, I might leave them just for a sec, because the dogs will miss them because they're laying down in the shade. They're too hot, and I'm bloody hot too. So they killed one and bolted three. Man, the blood on the two ferrets tells me they killed one. Plus I heard it kicking and carrying on, thumping. Dot, 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 dot. There he is. Good boy, Rip. Ripster. He's licking. Oh, look at the blood on your nose too. All three of them had a go at it. Licking your lips. All right, all the ferrets back. One more net to pack up and we'll get going. Well, that's definitely going to be it for another day, guys. I know I've said it twice already, but we did pretty well. It was worth stopping. Ferrets did well. So, whatever you're doing in life, make sure you enjoy, because it goes past just way too fast.